Right, hello everyone. Welcome back to PRL, the F2 Championship. And I'm going to do my usual and check if everyone can hear me, if I can hear me. That is a crazy sound, look at that.
Everyone can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear me. Everyone else can hear me. Hello everyone, welcome back to PRL, the F2 Championship. We are here for round 7 in Brazil. And it's potentially a title clinching round today. Mr. Cookie is well out in front, and I believe only needs to score. What is it? I think he unless he's outscored by more than 4 points, he wins the title. So you would say wrapped up, but he has decided to start last today to make it a little bit harder for himself, as we seem to have lost someone. I don't know what's happened there. It's only 14. Hopefully a couple more join. So we've got going into turn 1. We'll jump on board with Jack Alacco. As Mr. Cookie, there you go, retires. And Hazard is currently leading the way. Lyco and GI up in P3, so very nicely done from him. Someone who has shown good pace in glimpses. Jimmy Jags up in P4. Go on, Jimmy. As we will jump off board with the cars and we will have a look. So as I was saying, yeah, we don't usually race Brazil in F2 cars in real life. So this is a strange sight. I struggled to find a thumbnail to make this one nice. Elite Hound trying to get in. Hopefully Elite Hound can get in. Because that'd be nice to see. Mr. Cookie obviously retired, and it looks like Stinky Pinky is the one out in front right now. So he is, I know personally, he is definitely wanting that P3 or P2 in the championship, and is looking very good to close it up a little bit here. Takes it a little bit wide going into turn 8. I'm going to make it up, and R. Henson looks like as a result has jumped up into P1. Still not bad from Stinky Pinky. R. Henson currently out in front. Stinky Pinky takes a very nice corner, and he's going to want to hopefully have good straight line speed to overtake R. Henson. This looking like it's going to be very close. We'll see. Takes a little bit of a wide line, Stinky Pinky. Probably could have cut the corner a little bit more, and it looks like R. Henson is going to be the one to take this pole as Jack Alacco comes in P3. Stinky Pinky grabs it right to the last. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just pipping him right at the end. But Stinky Pinky with his first pole position of the season. So very nicely done from him. Grabs that extra 2 points and goes into the sprint race, starting 10th, obviously. And there is your grid. R. Henson only 3 thousandths behind, or 300ths, or whatever it is. So Stinky Pinky in P1, R. Henson in P2, and we've got Jack Lacko in P3, Hazard in P4, Quick Killers in P5, Lyco MG in P6, Robin Brian, in P7, Jimmy Jags in P8. The two Primers doing nicely in P9 and P10, TJ McGowan in P11, P20 Nuno Rod in P12, F1ology in P13, and Mr. Cookie, who piled into a wall on purpose, in P14. And hopefully that is going to be not everyone. Elite Hound has joined, so he hopefully will be in for the sprint. And we lost someone. We had 15 drivers, and we seem to have lost someone just before the session started, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but we will see what happens now. Hopefully we have 15 drivers in as we wait. So as I was saying about the championship, Mr. Cookie needs to not be outscored by 4 points or more, and knowing his pace, I would say is unlikely to happen, but at the back you never know. You do have to pick your way through the field, and he could be caught up in an incident. Both Kramer on front row. Jesus God, we're going to have an all Norwegian front row, so this is going to be fun. I'm excited to see this, because these lads, the two Primers, have not had their fair share of fighting up front this season. And Diedrich and Aramleth are going to be 1 and 2. Jimmy Jags behind them in P3. Robin Brian with his fan club not seemingly turning up, which is a shame. In P4, Lyco and GI, again, no fan club. So hopefully the fan club turns up for round 8, the finale next week, which we hopefully will have Liam back for. Liam, who is the main PRL commentator for the main season, the main F1 championship. And has taken some time off, but it's very good to have him back, and you obviously heard his beautiful tones last week. So yeah, that will be good to have him back. I will have to decide whether I want to jump on board with him, or jump on comms with him, or race. We'll see with the numbers. But yeah, could be potentially. Damn, it didn't give me a car. That is a shame. Hope it will give you a car for the feature. Dietrich Prince spins the formation lap. It will give you a formation lap. A feature race car but also I understand if you don't want to stick around and wait for the sprint race. Completely up to you, mate. Good to thank you for trying, at least, as we've still got 14, so I don't know who got kicked out. I'm trying to work it out. If they have been kicked out, they haven't said anything. I'll find out. As Didrik Prinz is coming up to the first grid, a double Prema 1-2. This is not something I thought I'd be saying this season, although Didrik has been using this to go no assists. So hopefully he will come back stronger in season 2, which will be starting actually quite soon. We don't know. Yeah, no one knows. I have no idea actually. I'll find it out at the end. As Quick Killers is disqualified from the session, and it looks like everyone is getting ready to get underway for round 7. The sprint race Phonology in P13 is disqualified. Here we go. We are going to go to, I don't know how many lights. It doesn't say. 5 lights. And we are underway, and Didrik Prinz has got a horrible start. And that has dropped him all the way down to P8, P9 now. So I don't know, and he's been forced off. So a stinking start from Didrik Prinz. We're going to jump aboard the Ramlet, who's had a much better start, although runs a little bit wide. Everyone else does, seemingly. And is now 4 tenths ahead. And it looks like, in fact, Elite Hound saying I'm a nutshell on comms as I mess up, and it looks like Didrik Prinz has had a spin and is now in P13, so that couldn't have gone much worse for him. Ramleth holding the lead, so half of the Prema team doing nicely. Jimmy Jags on his tail in P2, Robin Brian up in P3, and like OMG high, so pretty much everyone holding their positions. Mr. Cookie all the way up in P10 already from the back of the grids. And it looks like Phonology has made up quite a few positions into P8, although Mr. Cookie looks like he's had a spin, so I don't know what's happened there. It looks like he might have had an incident with P20 Nuna Rod, Robin Bryan. The Robin Brian fan club are slowly coming in, and he's doing very well up in P3 right now and hanging on to the back of the 2 ahead of him, although it looks like Jimmy Jags is really on the back of the Ramleth for the moment and is going to be looking to make this move into turn 1 if he can. And if Elite Hound, if you're wondering what fuels me on comms, it is usually an alcoholic drink. I have a different one every day. Today it is Peroni, I think. Yeah, I think it was. As I stopped talking about my drink, as Jimmy Jags is going to look to make a move round the outside, sends it nicely to the outside. Hopefully Ramleth gives him space on the inside. He does, and Jimmy Jags just decides to back off. Ooh, looks like they've got away with it. But that's going to let the 2 behind him really jump in. Like OMG High down in P3, but looking to make a move on a Ramleth if he can. Will he send one up the inside? Be brave if he does. He does look to. Hopefully the Prema gives him space. They do. And like OMG High, looks like he's got that move done. And Robin Bryan making a move on the... No, it wasn't. It was a Stinky Pinky all the way up in P4. He's having an absolute great race. So pole sitter is now up into P4, so he's having a fantastic race, as it looks like we've had our Henson, who's had a little bit of a spin, so that's not good for his championship or the Constructors Championship. But Jimmy Jags has now made it up into P1 with Like OMG High in P2, and Stinky Pinky, as we were saying, having a fantastic record as Like OMG High goes a little bit funny, and that is not going to let Stinky Pinky onto the inside. Brian is on fire. The other driver are terrified indeed, although he is down in P6. He was up in P3, so lost out a little bit in that skirmish for the lead that happened. Really good to see everyone down to pretty much P7 within almost 5 tenths of each other, and it looks like Stinky Pinky has some serious pace in this car, and he's making a move on OMG High into turn 1 if he can, into the slipstream. We'll jump off board with him, see if he can make the move. It looks like he's going to send one down the inside, or he's brave to do it there. Like OMG High gives him the maroon, so very nicely done. He's going to go for the switchback, definitely got a track limits warning there, and he's going to make a move round the outside, so very nicely done from Stinky Pinky. He looks like he's up into P2 now and gets a DRS for good measure, although Like OMG High is going to jump in behind and hopefully not send one from there, and he doesn't, so very nicely done. And Stinky Pinky now with Jimmy Jags in his sights, so this is looking like a very good weekend so far for Stinky Pinky, who was saying how much he wanted that P2, and it's looking very good to get it right now, with especially with Hazard and our Henson down in P8 and P10 and the points for pole. Stinky Pinky does need to want to do comms for me on Friday. I am busy Friday, unfortunately. Thursday is like the one day I get to do any racing. Oh, Stinky Pinky looks like he's had a bit of a moment. I'm not sure what's happened there. Has he disconnected? I don't know what happened there. He looks like he had a half spin, and the car ghosted for some reason. So either that is a bit of connection issues, or the game being a moron. But Stinky Pinky is going to have to get this move done all over again. Sorry if I'm not focusing down the field a little bit more, but I am interested in this, as Stinky Pinky is going to make a move to the inside, exactly the same place as he did last time. And can he get the exact same move done? Looks like he can. And that is very nicely done from him. Moves himself back up into P2, and it's going to hunt down Jimmy Jags all over again. Looks like Jackalacko on the back of his teammate, trying to make a move around the outside. Hopefully give each other space. They do indeed, and it looks like Jackalacko is going to get this move done, although like OMG High still there. Just backs off, thinking of the team game. Some very good points done at the moment. Stinky Pinky goes wide again, so he's going to be have to be careful with these track limits warnings, because they can rack up pretty quickly. And we will have a look finally further down the field. We've got Robin Bryan down in P7 now. Aramleth holding well in P5, considering he was on the front row, but he has had some struggles this season, definitely. Yeah, as I said, holding well in P5. F1ology doing very nicely in P6, and looking to make a move on the Pramer ahead of him if he can, get some fantastic traction there. Robin Bryan, sorry, don't come for me. Goes a little bit wide, and he's going to let potentially Hazard behind him through, although it doesn't. I thought Hazard retired, so did I. I don't know what's happened there, as Robin Bryan goes very wide, and like OMG High now picks up the first 3-second penalty. And how crucial is that going to be? Aramleth being overtaken by F1ology, gives him a little squeeze and then backs off, so very nicely done. The racing here has been a lot better than in previous rounds, so very nicely done from the lad. Stinky Pinky sets the fastest lap of the race, and we will jump on board with him after we've seen whether Aramleth can make the move back around the outside of F1ology, and doesn't. He thinks better of it, and has a little bit of a wiggle as Mr. Cookie sets the fastest lap of the race, and I imagine that is that move done from F1ology, and Hazard has been overtaken. No, has overtaken Robin Bryan. So Robin Bryan falling back at the moment, not showing a whole lot of pace in that Dams, is it? I'm not sure. I'm holding onto the feature because this is my favourite track. Well, hopefully we can see you in the feature. It looks like we've got Stinky Pinky right on the back of Jimmy Jags, and we will jump on board with these guys and see. Oh, Stinky Pinky goes wide again. He must be on 2 warnings. I would check, but I don't want to miss any action, as I've done that a lot. Hazard looking like he's trying to make a move on Aramleth. Robin Bryan being attacked by R. Henson, and looks like the ARTs have both got their moves done respectively. And Mr. Cookie now up into P10. Looks like we've had a spinner. Is that Hazard? It is Hazard, who has now spun, which is a shame to see. But all of this is helping Charouz especially, and definitely Stinky Pinky, as Robin Bryan picks up a 3-second penalty. And now Stinky Pinky is going to have DRS on Jimmy Jags, with Jackalacko lurking in the background. Can Stinky Pinky make a move on Jimmy Jags? Jimmy Jags weaving around a little bit, lagging a little bit as well. Stinky Pinky's going to go to the inside, sets the fastest final sector of the race. Jimmy Jags really sent one down the inside, and Stinky Pinky's been forced by himself, I will still say, very wide, and that's going to let Jackalacko through. And now Jackalacko is up into P2, so Stinky Pinky making a little bit of a meal of that, and has now lost 1 position instead of gaining 1. And Jackalacko, can he make a move around the and Stinky Pinky sent one into the back of Jackalacko, but luckily, they've both got away with it, but Stinky Pinky has got a 3-second penalty. Took 3 and 4 corners. Nicely done from Mr. Cookie. Oh, Stinky Pinky, be brave to send one down the inside. He is going to try, and that's going to... Oh, and he's got away with it. Luckily, still in the fight. Although that 3-second penalty is going to hinder his chances pretty heavily, especially with F1ology very close behind these guys. He might get away with a P5 or a P4. Looking at the moment, Al Henson has got past Mr. Cookie. Looks like we've had Diedrich Prince spin, unfortunately. And it looks, Al Henson maybe got a little tap from Robin Bryan behind there, as Mr. Cookie has made his way up into P6, our championship leader, and is now looking very handy, considering he is above his... Oh, God, what's happened here? Jimmy Jags has had a spin, or been knocked off or something. But he's down into P8. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Looks like Stinky Pinky and Jimmy Jags maybe had a bit of contact, because Jackalacko is now soaring out in front, and F1ology in a very nice P2. And Mr. Cookie now right on the back of Stinky Pinky. So Stinky Pinky has gone from challenging for the lead to trying to hold on to this P5 even at this rate. So we will see whether he can hold on and pick up some very good points. Looks like Aramleth has gone off the track. So the Bramers starting 1 and 2 are now last, I believe. No, T20 Nuno Rod has... Oh, and Aramleth almost goes again. Go on, Cookie, indeed. He is up into P4, as it looks like Robin Bryan has been overtaken by Henson, or was trying to make a move on Roy Henson. I didn't catch that quite, but this is going to be very, very good for Carlin, definitely, in their fight. I believe they'll be shoring up P3, but also, I should say, take that back, because MP Motorsport are 1 and 5 at the moment. 1 and 6. Diedrich Prince retires in the pits and has had a stinker from pole, but bless him, he's as a round left picks up a 3-second penalty and is now in P12. So Stinky Pinky not closing in massively to his teammate ahead of him. It'll be interesting to see whether any team games go on here, considering the penalty that Stinky Pinky has, excuse me. But Jackalacco is looking very good for a win at the moment. F1ology, I should say, has had some very good pace in this race and is keeping Jackalacco pretty honest, and is not being caught crazy by Stinky Pinky behind him. Looks like Mr. Cookie has got past OMG High and has made that move, and R. Henson behind him is going to try and repeat the trick if he can. OMG High still up in a very good position, but goes a little bit wide. Jimmy Jacks picks up a 3-second penalty after his spin or contact or whatever. And now we will see whether R. Henson can make that move. Doesn't look like he will be able to, as like OMG High does have the slipstream and the DRS, and Jackalacco is soaring out front. But F1ology, as I was saying, having a fantastic race. R. Henson right on the back of OMG High is probably going to think better of it. Although OMG High looks like he's going to go a little bit wide. Has got past TJ McGowan into turn 3. Quick Killer's kind of on his own at the moment, although Jimmy Jacks is pretty close behind Quick Killers. I'll take that back. Robin Brian up in P7, nicely done from him, although imagine we'll drop down to probably P8 with the penalty that he has at the moment. As Ramler picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Bloody hell. Where's he going? I'm not sure what's happened there. The only remaining Prima in the race. So yeah, bit of a stinker for them, but they will be hoping to get back stronger. P20 Nunarod has left the session. Looks like he's been disconnected for some reason. Hopefully he can jump back in. Looks like Stinky Pinky is now on the back of F1ology. As Mr. Cookie sets the fastest lap of the race and is now behind the 2 Carlins. Looks like F1ology might be letting him through. And I imagine that is very good teamwork. If F1ology can hold up Mr. Cookie, although it looks like Mr. Cookie might fly past with the DRS, although F1ology does have DRS as well. This is crucial for Mr. Cookie if he wants to pick up some very good points, although he doesn't really need to. He sends one down the inside, and F1ology gives him this room, gives him a little squeeze, but gives him the room definitely. And we will see whether F1ology can hold Mr. Cookie back for the rest of this race, because if he can hold him up for 3 seconds, we know Stinky Pinky has got the pace. And he is definitely, F1ology is on a holding up mission. Is Mr. Cookie, look at that, look how early he broke. Is it braked or broke? Look how early he brakes. Look how early he braked. Oh, Mr. Cookie's giving him a little tap, and is maybe thinking this is a bit unfair, but it is team game. It is maybe all fair in Love and War. F1ology being a very good teammate for Stinky Pinky ahead of him, and look at that 2-second gap already, and Mr. Cookie is nowhere near for this DRS zone. So that is going to be at least another lap sat behind the Carlin, who is doing a wonderful team game at the moment. 2.3 ahead for Stinky Pinky, so this is the most exciting battle on track at the moment. Stinky Pinky now 2.3. Mr. Cookie is going to be racing to get past F1ology if he can. Probably isn't going to get it done before the corner, so he's probably going to lose more time. F1ology is going to send one. Going for the cutback is Mr. Cookie, but F1ology parks it perfectly on the apex, and that means Stinky Pinky is going to jump even further ahead. Like MG High picks up another 3-second penalty, as does Quick Killers. So that is a shame for those two. Stinky Cookie still not going to fly past. It's going to try and make a move around the outside, I imagine. But F1ology is going to just move over to the inside. Very, very nicely done. Although Mr. Cookie gets some fantastic traction, and as we looking to fly past on the outside, F1ology, I imagine, will just stick it in the inside. He can do it, it's his right, and Mr. Cookie has to give him the space. Hopefully he does give him the space, and he's made that move. So that is very nicely done from him. But look at that, he is 2.7 behind Stinky Pinky. So Stinky Pinky does need to get a move on. We know the pace Mr. Cookie has. So F1ology has done a fantastic job there, but has maybe compromised his own race a little bit. We will have to wait and see. He's still looking good for top 5 at the very least, and we'll hopefully be hoping for maybe more, maybe a podium. If he can get back past Mr. Cookie with the DRS, F1ology is close behind. And has got some good traction out the final corner. I believe uses medium traction. I'm not entirely sure, so apologies to F1ology if that one's wrong. But I know Mr. Cookie does use no traction, gets the advantage of traction. You saw it a little bit out of the final corner there, just was able to pull away, and we will see if F1ology can. At the start, someone forgot to put the car in first gear. When I spun lap 1, I had to evade someone. Yeah, he had a bit of a stinker there, but I can't see the rest of the message. Jimmy Jacks has retired from the session in the pits. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Can F1ology get this move done? It'd be unlikely. Stinky Pinky is holding his own, definitely, and will need to gain 3/10 if he wants that P2, but is currently looking good for a podium, just about. Although I imagine if F1ology cannot get back past Mr. Cookie, he will just stick behind and potentially take that podium away from his teammates. We will have to wait and see. That penalty for Stinky Pinky really coming back to bite him with the rest of the top 5. Fuck that, indeed, Jimmy. Rest of the top 5 with no penalty, so he'll be hoping that the 3 behind him at least pick up 1 penalty between them. Jackalacko with a 3.6 second lead. He is cruising at the moment and on his way to, I believe, his 3rd win of the season, or potentially his 2nd. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously was a early championship contender until things went against him, shall we say. And is now just racing for that P3 position in the championship, I think, at the moment, but is doing very nicely at the moment. 9 people watching. Hello, everyone. Do let me know who you're supporting. We have a lot of there's no unbiased support in the chat usually these days. It's usually for 2 drivers, as Mr. Cookie sets the fastest lap of the race, and look at that, is 2.1 behind Stinky Pinky. Stinky Pinky gets a 3-second penalty. There you go. So that is his chances of a top 5 at the moment pretty much over, and that is a shame for him, but still good points, we should say, considering especially that he picked up the 2 points for pole. So currently outscoring our Henson and Hazard at the moment, and obviously we'll be starting on pole for the feature race, so we'll be able to get a good getaway. Oh, another 3 secs, indeed, yeah. Stinky Pinky cannot keep it within the lines. That will be bothering a little bit, as Nunarod has rejoined. That's good to see. He is 26 seconds off the back of a Rambleth, who's struggling still. 13 seconds off the back of TJ McGowan. Hazard on the back of Robin Brian, who was on the back of Quick Killers, who was kind of on the back of Leica MG High. Excuse me as I take a sip. F1ology starting to drop off the back of Mr. Cookie a little bit. F1ology has had some fantastic pace, I will say. It's a very nicely done from him. I believe he's starting P13 for the feature, which is not ideal for him, but will pick up a P3 at the moment. So his first podium of the season, I believe, although does have our Henson a little bit close for comfort behind him. As we jump onto lap 13, the penultimate lap, Jackalacko 3.5 ahead of Stinky Pinky, who Stinky Pinky is showing catching a little bit up to Jackalacko. So that may be a good indication of potentially a battle between them two in the feature race. Miss Cookie now 1.6 behind Stinky Pinky, so yeah, you can if you needed a demonstration of Mr. Cookie's pace, Stinky Pinky is a very, very quick driver in these F2 cars, and Mr. Cookie has closed up about a second and a half in the last 3 laps, so very nicely done from him. And it looks like these top 5 are set in that order, apart from Stinky Pinky, who will drop down to P5. And elsewhere, I do not know. We will jump on board with the penalties, and we will see, because I think there's going to be some hefty penalties. Like MG High is 6 seconds, Quick Killers 3, Robin Brian 6 seconds. Hazard is going to jump up quite a few positions into P6, so that will be good for the ART team in their fight with Charouz. Obviously, Jimmy Jags has retired. Looks like MG High is going to be dived on by Quick Killers. Quick Killers, can he make the move? A very nicely as Like MG High moves over a little bit, gives him a little nudge and keeps that position in the MP, and that is going to let Rowan Brian definitely close up to the back of Quick Killers, as it looks like MG High had a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the final corner. We will jump aboard Quick Killers and we'll see whether he can make this move. I imagine he will. Going very wide, has the DRS, and he's going to move to the inside and probably fly past by the time we get to turn 1. Like MG High will try and send it around the outside, does go for the dive bomb on the inside, and Quick Killers needs to give him a little bit of space. Like MG High actually does very well to avoid that squeeze, and is going to be able probably to take this position back into turn 3 if he can with the DRS. I imagine go to the outside. We'll see whether he can hang it around the outside, as Quick Killers goes pretty deep, and Like MG High is going to try and get the switch back, having a much better race than he did last time, as it looks like is that F1ology that spun? No, it was having such a good race, and F1ology has spun or potentially been taken out. I'm not sure, I wasn't watching. That will be a real shame if he has spun or been taken out, because he was in a fantastic race. He was on for a podium at the very least, by the looks of it. So that is a real shame. Jackalacko, though, has dominated this race from about laps 5, I think it was, as it looks like we've had F1ology go again. That is a real shame. Now he's down in P10. I don't know what's happened there, but Jackalacko is going to come home and take his 2nd win of the season, or 3rd, I'm not sure, and take the sprint race here in Brazil, picking up the 20 points. We've got Stinky Pinky, who I imagine will drop down to P4. We'll have to wait and see whether R. Henson gets him on the line. He does. So it's a Mr. Cookie R. Henson podium. Stinky Pinky in P4. Like MG High picking up a very nice P7. Oh dear. Hazard in P5. Quick Killers in P6. Like MG High in P7. Robin Brian in P8. TJ McGowan in P9. F1ology down in P10 after looking so good for a podium. Drops into P9 with TJ McGowan's penalties. Ramleth in P11. I've got a couple of reports already. That was a shame. Ramleth in P11 and P20. Nuno Rod in P12. We might be waking. Oh no, there we go. There we go. We're straight in. So there you go. That is the end of the sprint race. And there we go. Jackalacko is your winner today. We are not jumping off for another stream because I realised it's a bit of a dumb idea. So we're going to stay on board with this stream. There you go. There's the results. Jackalacko and P1. I've already read them out to you, so you can look. You lazy fucks. Looks like Stinky Pinky had a bit of a moment with Jimmy Jags, which is a shame to see. So maybe a penalty there. But there you go. The two framers down in P11 and P14 not having the best of races. Dietrich Prins was explaining himself with some lovely bullet points. Just having a bit of a stinker. And yeah, but good to see that all incidents are being sorted out in the chat very nicely, which is good to see. It's a good thing about this league, to be fair, I will say. We've done a very good job of keeping it pretty civil when things happen. Although there has been a few too many incidents in the past couple of races, but that was a lot cleaner, apart from maybe a Stinky Pinky and Robin Brian incident. Is Robin Brian? Why am I blowing Robin Brian? Jimmy Jags. But there we go. Elite Hound, hopefully, mate, you can get into the lobby. That would be great to see. You working your way through the field on your favourite track. And Mr. Cookie with a very nice P2. So he is looking fantastic at the moment. He will be picking up... God, I've got to remember my own point system. I believe he'll be picking up 2 more. Forgot to check out how to foot game. No worries, mate. No worries. It's a Simon Bass fan. That's all right if you just forgot to check out. As here we go. Please do let me know about the weather here, if there's any rain. Sorry, I'm just giving some completely unbiased coaching. The commentators were laughing at me. Sorry, Deirdre. As it will be Stinky Pinky P1 for this feature race. Hopefully this is don't commit suicide. That shit's silly. Yep. Hopefully for him it will be a much better race than the sprint race was for him. Obviously, he was going very, very well with Challenger for the lead, and then it all kind of fell apart a little bit with a few incidents. But obviously has some very good pace, taking a pole position. R. Henson in P2, Jackalacko in P3, the sprint race winner. So he is looking... actually, I didn't clock what a good race Jackalacko actually had. Excuse me. Apologies for that. I did that right into my microphone. I'll see if I can edit out that from the stream. Jackalacko from P7 up to P1 in the sprint. So very nicely done. I didn't probably give him the credit he deserved, as it looks like OMGI is taking it. Robin Brian, is it? Taking his time on the formation lap. Hopefully he can jump back in. Mr. Cookie from P14. We will be paying close attention to Mr. Cookie because he now only needs it. I think I'm trying to work this out. R. Henson can only get 26, 20. So R. Henson needs to win with fastest lap. If R. Henson wins with fastest lap, Mr. Cookie only needs P3, I believe. I think. We'll see. Hound's coming. Yeah, he is. Look at that, P15. Elite Hound. Coming for that win, hopefully. P20, Nuno Rod back in the lobby, which is good to see. Ephonology after that heartbreak. I feel really bad for him. That was I was really rooting for him there, to be fair, because he is a very good guy and a very good driver, and definitely deserved that P3. Stinky Pinky already lined up in P1. Jack Alacco, everyone lining up. Hazard in P4 as well, so nicely done from him in qualifying. Very good ART qualifying performance. Robin Breen disqualified in P7. Like actually higher, didn't quite clock there. He was in P6, so nicely done. And we will have to wait and see if Stinky Pinky can get a clean getaway and hold on to that lead from R. Henson. R. Henson usually has pretty good starts in these F2 cars. We're going to go to 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. It's 5 lights. And we are underway, and Stinky Pinky looks like he has got a pretty good start, and R. Henson is now under threat from Jack Alacco, actually. Jack Alacco now soaring into P2. Is he going to make a move round the outside? R. Henson has sent one up the inside of Jack Alacco, but looks like Jack Alacco cuts the corner a little bit to get that move done, and R. Henson swoops around the outside. Now Jack Alacco, from going to second, is now under threat from Hazard into P3. Hopefully these two have had a few too many incidents this season. Hopefully Hazard leaves in the space. He does, and it's gonna. Jack Alacco is going to try and semi around the outside, but just gets pushed a little bit wide, and that is going to let Robin Breen up into P4. So Jack Alacco now into P5, but obviously didn't spin, which is good to see. I completely forgot to check the tyres, as it looks like we've had a little bit of contact between Jimmy Jags and a Ram left behind. So that is not good to see. Jack Alacco is is attacking, sorry, Robin Breen. Is he going to make a move around the outside? It'd be very impressive if he does, considering the tyre difference. Looks like he's got the inside for this line. So very nicely done from him. And it's going to get that move done, I imagine. Robin Breen backs out of it. Probably thinking of the long game. We will jump on board with the tyres and see who has gone for the soft tyres. So a lot of soft tyres. Stinky Pinky on the mediums, Henson and Hazard, both of the ARTs on the softs, and they'll be hoping to get past the Carlin as quickly as possible. Jack Alacco on the mediums up into P4, so not a bad position for him at all. Ron Breen is on the back of Jack Alacco, even. Easy for me to say. Stinky Pinky sets fast left of the race. Ron Breen is going to go to the outside. Can he make this move done on Jack Alacco? Going into turn 1, Jack Alacco is going to give him the space. Hopefully Robin Breen. Oh, and that looks like a little bit of a spin for Robin Breen. Don't ruin your wing, mate. I'll get off him because he looks like he's having a struggle. R. Henson is still behind the Carlin of Stinky Pinky. So that's another lap in the lead for Stinky Pinky. And obviously with that tyre difference, that is going to be a fantastic strategy from him. If he can hold the two ARTs behind him, looking like a bit of a three-way fight for the lead. Jack Alacco with that contact with Robin Breen. 1.8 seconds back from Jack Alacco, and we've seen that Stinky Pinky maybe had a little bit better pace than Jack Alacco in the sprint, closed up on him a little bit. Elite Hound up into P12, nicely done, my friend. F1ology passed TJ McGowan up into P8, so he is showing the pace that we know he has. Just needs to get that consistency together and keep the car in a straight line. But I imagine Henson will be looking to make this move if he can, although every lap he stays behind the Carlin, the worse his tyres are going to get. And the worse his tyres, the tyres of his teammate behind are going to get as well. He will not have DRS, I believe he will not, but he will have it along the back straight, not the main straight. Although, looking at the slipstream, Hazard taking the fastest lap of the race. Stinky Pinky just moves across to cover the ART. Of R. Henson, DRS is now enabled, and that's going to give R. Henson a very good chance. If he can get a good exit out of turn 3, if he can make this move, Stinky Pinky still a little way ahead, although R. Henson, I imagine, will make an attack at least into turn 4 as R. Henson does send one up the inside. Stinky Pinky gives a little squeeze and is going to keep it round the outside if he can, and is going to have the inside line for turn, I don't know what it is, turn 6. Although we'll be lucky to get it. He's very close, and he's still going to send one up the inside, although I imagine he does. He gets that move done. Very nicely done. As R. Henson sends one down the inside. Really good racing from these two. Stinky Pinky holding on to it. This is fantastic from him. And Hazard just in the back waiting his turn. Very, very good defense from Stinky Pinky. Under attack as R. Henson has tried to send one. Getting a little bit frustrated maybe with the medium-clad Carlin ahead of him. And Stinky Pinky is going to hold on to that position at least until the end of this straight. Not until the end of the straight, because DRS is definitely enabled, and R. Henson is very close. So all that good work from Stinky Pinky might come a little bit undone if R. Henson can get past him and streak off into the distance, and it looks like Henson has got a very good run. Stinky Pinky going to the inside to defend. Hazard is definitely behind him. Stinky Pinky still sending one down the inside. Henson does have the better tyres, but looks like he's just not getting past Stinky Pinky at the moment. Stinky Pinky having a fantastic race so far. Mr. Cookie sets the fastest lap of the race in P9. Henson, can he make a move? It'll be a brave one back from there, and just thinks better of it. Although Stinky Pinky looks like he went over those white lines, and that was his Achilles heel in the sprint race, so he's going to have to keep it between the white lines, and that's going to give him a very good chance. Stinky Pinky is doing a fantastic job of keeping these guys behind at the moment. And I can't say there's anything wrong with the... Sorry, I'm spitting into my mic. Can't say there's anything wrong with the defence at the moment. It looks like Hazard has got past Henson. Maybe Henson letting his teammate have a go at the Carlin ahead of him. And Jack Alaco now 6/10 behind. So the medium runners are having a fantastic race at the moment compared to the soft runners, who just can't get past the slower, quote-unquote, Carlin at the moment due to the tyre difference. We'll see whether Hazard can make the difference compared to his teammate Hansen, although Stinky Pinky 7/10 ahead, and Hazard isn't particularly tucking into the slipstream at the moment. There we go, it is in the slipstream, but probably will not be able to make this move down the end of the straight. We'll be hoping for the back straight if he can. Quick Kill is now 4 seconds even behind, and with F1ology up in P6. Nicely done from him, and on the back of Quick Killers if he can. Elsewhere we have CDR Elite Hound, who has Deirdre Prins behind him, and Jimmy Jags. Oh, fucking hell. That was good timing. I'm not entirely sure what happened then. It looks like TJ McGowan and Like MG High came together. Hopefully no damage for either of them. We'll jump on board. Hopefully, come on, show me that. That's pretty rubbish. Like MG High is going to tuck behind TJ McGowan. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but it looks like a pretty hefty collision. It looks like any end plates lost. Yeah, it looks like TJ McGowan's lost an end plate. And hello, now MG High. And Quick Killers has left the session. So he's been disconnected, and that is going to let... so Mr. Cookie has managed to get past F1ology. So I'm not entirely sure what happened between OMG High and TJ McGowan there, but that did not look very good. As Hazard still cannot go past Stinky Pinky. And these guys are beginning to drop Jackalaco a little bit. So this could turn into a 2-horse race for the win pretty quickly if the ARTs cannot get past the Carlin ahead of him. Star Henson still on the back. Hazard is going to make his first attack on the Carlin. Our race leader, Stinky Pinky, who's going to cross the line and complete lap 6 of this race. Or lap 5. Lap 5. As Hazard says, the fastest up of the race. Is he going to make a move from the outside? I imagine not. Thinks better of it. Is going to try the switch back and get a better exit out of this corner. Cuts the corner. Definitely a warning there for Hazard, which is not good. F1ology has been overtaken by Mr. Cookie. Looks like they're in a little fight. And like MG High picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And here we go. Hazard is going to make a move to the inside if he can. There we go. Nicely. Oh, and like Stinky Pinky has closed the door a little bit there. But Hazard has managed to get away with it. And there we go. Maybe leave a little bit more room next time. But there we are. Hazard. Oh, as he almost cuts the white line. Deirdre Pins throws up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Jackalaco is now on the back of these two again, these three even. But Mr. Cookie probably, I don't know. Should we say too far away from the win? We never know for Mr. Cookie in these F2 cars. He seems to have very good consistency, maybe with the extra traction that you get in these cars, and you can never count him out for a win. Although he is probably, 7 odd seconds away from Stinky Pinky, who had some very good pace. As Hazard is going to renew his attack on our race leader. Sorry if I am not focusing much on the lads behind, but we have a 4-way fight for the lead at the moment. Stinky Pinky moving to the inside, trying to break that slipstream even, and I imagine it's just going to cover off. He does, and Hazard is going to try the exact same manoeuvre that he did last time. Hopefully, for his sake, it goes a little bit better for him. And he's looking like he has got a better exit, although you can tell lap by lap the mediums are coming towards Stinky Pinky. Hazard is going to try and make a move, I imagine, up the inside if he can. Here we go, he is going to send one. And Stinky Pinky is going to try and hang it around the outside, but just doesn't have the speed at the moment. And I imagine that's that move done from Hazard. Oh, Stinky Pinky do not clip the end of him. Stinky Pinky backed off, probably knowing that he's in a very good position in the race at the moment. Even if one of the ARTs has got past him, he can sit in the DRS of the car ahead. And I imagine those tyres are going to get quicker pretty soon. Hopefully, for his sake, he can keep the two behind him as well. Jackalaco having a very good race in P4 and very much in with a shout of this win, maybe a sprint and a feature race double. for him, which would be very good to see for his championship position hopes. Stinky Pinky is going to try and make a move, maybe runs a little bit wide, maybe a little bit of a warning there, hopefully not for his sake, and it's probably not going to be able to make a move on Hazard into the first corner, but may have a run at him into turn 3. I'm calling out different ones every time. I think it's turn 4 actually, potentially, yeah, turn 4. Here we go. Looks like we have had our Henson and Jimmy Jags in the pits as Jackalacko picked up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So that is his race compromised a little bit. Stinky Pinky on the back of Hazard does not need to make any crazy moves, in a very, very good position for a race win. Now as he gets onto the grass, Elite Hound picks up a 3-second penalty. So Stinky Pinky does not need to do anything crazy right now. He has got Jackalacko behind him on the same tyres, but with a 3-second penalty, and Hazard ahead of him with the not preferential strategy at the moment, considering how close the medium runners are to the soft runners. Our Henson has dipped into the pit, so it'll be interesting to keep up on his progress and see how far ahead he comes out of these lads. He has some pretty nice clean air, 5.7 seconds ahead of him to Quick Killers, which is good for his race. We will have to jump on board with him at some point and see his progress. Looks like Jackalacko is pretty close behind Stinky Pinky, although with that 3-second penalty he is a little bit compromised. Mr. Cookie all the while closing up, so maybe we were saying as he sects the fastest second sector of the race, so do not count Mr. Cookie out whatsoever. Only 4.4 behind. Looks like Jackalacko is going to try and make the move. Stinky Pinky as Hazard jumps into the pits, and I imagine Stinky Pinky will try it. Oh, and he's just clipped the grass, and hopefully for his sake, yeah, just went a little bit too wide. That was a bit of a mistake from him, and that is a real shame. He will get the DRS, luckily for him, so hopefully he can close back up to Jackalacko, but in his race that is a bit of a mistake, and hopefully for his sake that is not going to matter too much, as he looks like he's really pushing the white lines now to catch back up to Jackalacko. But yeah, just clipped the grass a little bit too much, and that sent his car into a half spin, and that has compromised his race a little bit more than he would have wanted. And I'm not going to focus on these two for 2 seconds, and we'll find out F1ology having a very good race up in P4, Elite Hound up in P5, nicely done, and TJ McGowan and DJ Prince having a fight. TJ McGowan looks like he's got past the Prema, and our Henson getting past Hazard with those older tyres. So Hazard will not the crazy undercut that our Henson probably would have wanted, considering he is only just ahead of his teammate with 1 lap fresher tyre, or lap older tyres even. Sorry. Which makes a bit of a difference in these 50% races, potentially more than in real life. TJ Prince has now got back past TJ McGowan, so these guys having a good fight. It looks like it's very clean, which is nice to see. Stinky Pinky still on the back of Jackalacko and getting that DS and just closing up slowly but surely. So it could potentially be a Mr. Cookie Stinky Pinky fight for the win in the end. Mr. Cookie, sorry, looking very, very good to clinch this championship. Whatever happens, if he can just keep it facing the right way. F1ology, Elite Hound, DJ Prince and Mr. McGowan. TJ McGowan has jumped into the pits. DJ Prince picked up a 5-second penalty. And Stinky Pinky, yeah, thought so. Went wide, picked up a 3-second penalty, and that is putting him on a level playing field with Jackalacko. But that has put the onus now on Mr. Cookie. From the back of the field, he is looking pretty good to take this victory, at least, unless our Henson and Hazard can do something pretty special, holding them behind on the medium tyres. We will have to wait and see, but it looks like Jackalacko and Stinky Pinky's fight is now with each other, probably potentially for P2. Although Stinky Pinky and Jackalacko, I'm not going to mind too much maybe about Mr. Cookie behind him, considering they are not fighting him for the championship, and they're going to want to get up as high as possible, even the standings. And Mr. Cookie closing that gap every sector, even almost every corner. 2.9 now from the Charouz driver. Jimmy Jags up in P7. Nicely done from him. So the constructors fight is looking like it's going to be a close one all the way to round 8, which gives us something exciting to shout about. Hopefully me and Liam. Hopefully it is a good race, and we will see who can clinch it. It looks like Jimmy Jags has got past the ghosted car of Quick Killers. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. Is he still just not joined back? If not, this game is a stinker, isn't it? I feel like we've had about 20 disconnections in the last 3 races, which is a real shame to see, as our Henson sets the fastest lap of the race with his teammates in hot pursuit behind him. And we will have to see. Robin Brian picks up a 3-second penalty. He is all the way down in P13. though I imagine will jump a few positions when people come into the pit, like OMG High, picks up a 3-second penalty. He's in P9 with some pretty old tyres at the moment, 5-lap olds, mediums. So he came into the pits very early, and we will have to see whether Jackalacko and Stinky Pinky jump into the pits. I imagine maybe lap 13. I'm not entirely sure, just judging by how quickly the two ARTs at least came in for their soft tyres, as Jackalacko goes out for another lap and Stinky Pinky follows him. These two having pretty similar pace, it looks like, and they potentially can work together to keep Mr. Cookie behind. Although those penalties will not be helping them at all. We'll have a jump on board Mr. Cookie's penalties, and we'll see. Okay, maybe not. And we'll see if he is on any warnings. He's on 2 warnings. So if he extends one more time, we have a fight for the lead again. Go on, Mr. Cookie. We do not want this race to be won on penalties. We want it to be won on track. So if you are listening, feel free to extend and win it on track, which would be great to see and great for the stream. But probably not great for my throat, which is beginning to hurt now after a day of work and 2 Peronis. And a lot of shouting and a lot of laughing at Deirdrick, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. Though he is up in P11 at the moment. It looks like F1ology has got past Hazard. Not Hazard, sorry, Jimmy Jags. Although Jimmy Jags has made that move back. We'll jump on board with F1ology and see if he can drive a little bit faster than the guy who is on his car at the moment is doing in F1. Is probably going to have to wait behind. Yeah, you see, backs off. Very sensible driver, F1ology, does not get involved in anything he doesn't need to. Aramleth has spun and is now down in P14. P20 Nuno Rod is off the back of the grid in P18, which is a shame to see. And that is Aramleth back up to speed as Jackalacko jumps into the pits, and that's the first medium runner to jump into the pits of the top 3. Mr. Cookie as well. So Mr. Stinky Pinky is going to go for the extra lap, and we will have to jump on board with him at some point and see what his pace is like, but we will stay on board with these two and see where they come out in relation to the 2 ARTs. The ARTs are coming through the final corner at the moment, or the final kink, and I imagine will jump ahead. It will be interesting to see. Actually, Jackalacko will jump on board with him as he is the lead. How far, in fact, he is behind. It looks like it might be quite close, although probably the ARTs will get out ahead, considering they take a lot more speed through these. Yeah, look at that. So Jackalacko, though, not far behind at all. So he is definitely in a position, potentially, if he can get past, I mean, with the DRS that they are going to give each other, the ARTs, it's going to be tough. But we'll have to wait and see whether he can do it. But if he can do it quickly, if he can clear them both pretty quickly, he will be in a very good position to clear 3 seconds up the road and potentially jump into a P2 if Miss Cookie doesn't pick up any more penalties. Again, Miss Cookie, you're more than welcome to pick up a 3-second penalty and make this much more exciting for us as a Ramleth. Maybe listening to me, picks up a 5-second penalty pit lane, but maybe not, because he's retired in the pit lane and now jumps into P15. So no points for him, which is a shame. Maybe wishing that he could go back to his girl. Although, thank you for turning up, it's very nice of you. Stinky Pinky down into the pits, and will be very interesting where he comes out in relation. Mr. Cookie, I don't know what's happened to him, but he looks like he's had a bit of a spin, considering he was only about 1 point something behind Jackalacko going into the pits, and now Mr. Cookie is 3.5 behind. Jackalacko is going to make this move on Hazard if he can. These two are fighting again, as Ms. Jackalacko is just going to have so much more grip, and is probably going to hang it around the outside, although Hazard is going to try. So very nicely done from those two. And I imagine Jackalacko will still have the DRS. He does, and he's going to want to break this slipstream because he cannot afford for Hazard to get back past him, and it's just going to close the door, and Hazard cannot get that move done. So Jackalacko in a very good position at the moment, as it looks like we've had a spinner. Is that? Please don't be F1ology. It is. F1ology's had a spin. That is a real shame. He was having a very good race. That is a real shame for him. Elite Hound looking to make a move on OMG High into turn 4 and put himself, oh bloody hell, OMG High steam around the outside there. Elite Hound not much apex speed, but as he just flies into the wall, and it looks like he's taken Elite Hound with him. I don't know what happened there, but that looked like a lack of car control from OMG High, if anything, who has run wide again. So I don't know what's going on there. Stinky Pinky 1.8 behind Mr. Cookie, so maybe running another lap has not helped him particularly. Jackalacko is now on the back of our Henson, so Hazard has picked up a 3-second penalty. So I'll tell you what, Jackalacko is looking good for potentially a win here, considering Mr. Cookie has still got the two ARTs to cover as Jackalak's going to send one around the outside. If he can get this done, it's going to be a fantastic move. He looks like he has. Henson is going to make a move, but Jackalak is going to have the DRS potentially. We have to wait and see. He isn't going to have the DRS, so that is going to be another lap sat behind the ART for Jackalak. So he'll be hoping to clear him at least on the next lap. Mr. Cookie, all the while, Mr. Cookie is closing up to the back of these three. And Stinky Pinky, again, will be hoping to close up with a 1 lap fresher tyres compared to the two soft runners ahead of him. And we'll be hoping to close up. Obviously, we know he has very good pace. Jimmy Jags up in P6, but picks up a 3-second penalty. And I imagine that I think that's his second. We won't see. That's his. Oh, he's on 11. Okay, he's on 11 seconds, so is OMJ High. So the two lads behind him are looking very good to pick up those positions. And that is probably going to be, there's going to be a fight for P1 and a fight for P6 at the moment, considering the gap between Stinky Pinky and Jimmy Jags in P5 and P6. Jimmy Jags, Jackalak is really on the back of our Henson now. And apologies if I'm just staying on board, because the off-board shots are a bit hard to see sometimes, but we will do it, and we'll see whether Jackalak can get this move done. And to turn one, looks like he has. Our Henson has run out a little bit wide, and these two are going to leave each other nice amounts of room, and it's almost like a carbon copy of last lap. Is our Henson going to get the DRS again? This time he has. So Jackalak is going to have to use the slipstream. Is he going to send one down the inside? It looks like he is. Our Henson going to have to leave him the space, but the fresher tyres here, he's going to get a better run, and if he can hang it around the outside, it'd be very impressive. And it looks like he's actually done it already, although our Henson, I imagine, will still be there. And it looks like our Henson has backed off a little bit. Jackalak needs to leave him the space on the nose, and very nicely done. Our Henson will send one down the inside. Jackalak opens up the steering, but that is going to be that move done, I imagine, unless our Henson fancies sending one into the next right-hander. We'll have to wait and see if he does. He doesn't. So there we go. Jackalak up into P1, and he's going to be hoping to streak clear at the moment. Stinky Pinky going that extra lap looks like it's really affected him, because he is now off the back of this DRS train in front, and is potentially stuck in a P5 for the moment, unless he can pick up the pace a little bit. Jackalak is currently not under threat from Henson. Will have very fresh tyres, even though he's been on them for, I think, 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps, something like that. We'll be hoping to streak ahead and at least pick up a podium, as Mr. Cookie looks like he is fighting Hazard, as Hazard has squeezed him a little bit, but very fairly actually, and Mr. Cookie will be making this move into turn 3 if he can, although both of them have the DRS. Hazard moves to the inside. Stinky Pinky, Mr. Cookie not going for the they've hit each other. Mr. Cookie, and Mr. Cookie's picked up a 3-second penalty, so that is going to be an interesting one. Looks like Hazard just moved over to cover him on the inside, quite late, and as Hazard lets him through. And not sure what happened there. Looks like both of them committed to the same thing at the same time, and it just unfortunately did not work. Stinky Pinky now has jumped up into P3, and all of a sudden our Henson is looking very good for a win at the moment. If he can stay in the what's it called, the DRS zone of Jackalak ahead of him, he is looking very, very good for the win. Considering the 3-second penalty, we'll see how many warnings our Henson has. He has none, so he is looking, as I say, very good for the win at the moment. And it might be a fight for P3 at the moment between Mr. Cookie, Hazard, and Stinky Pinky. Stinky Pinky on the back of Hazard, and we'll be hoping to make the move into turn 1 if we can with the greater slipstream, as I've just jumped off, sorry. Is he going to try and force Hazard into the tighter line? Bloody hell, considering he lost it on the grass, he's really taking liberties. And there we go, picks up another 3-second penalty, so that is his chance of a podium gone. Just taking too many liberties with the white lines, was a shame to see, as Hazard has not picked up the DRS from Mr. Cookie ahead of him. Stinky Pinky is going to try and stem one around the outside despite the 6-second penalty, turning him very early there considering there was a car there, but gets the move done. So what do I know? Nicely done from him, and it's going to be looking to I don't know, hopefully clear 3 seconds ahead of the ART behind him. Jimmy Jags picks up now, I believe, 14 seconds of penalties. There you go. And so we'll jump off the penalties. Don't need to see that anymore. There we go. So, considering the contact between Mr. Cookie and Hazard led to Mr. Cookie picking up that penalty, it'll be interesting to see if Mr. Cookie can get past our Henson, whether the stewards can remove that. But at the moment, it's not going to matter too much, considering R. Henson is 2 seconds ahead of him and is just about hanging on to the DRS of the MP Motorsport car ahead of him. Jack Lack having another fantastic race. It's currently on for a P1 and a P2. As we go on to the penultimate lap, I will quickly look down at the rest of the grid. Jimmy Jags varying a very lonely P6 at the moment. So Charoux's boys keeping their championship hopes alive. But only just as he takes a very tight line. Elite Hound from P15 is now up into P7, so nicely done from him. Like OMG High in a comfy P8, although I tell you that back because F1 is in P9 and probably going to be picking up a P6 if he stays like this. Robin Brian having a good race in P10. TJ McGowan in P11. Oi, the Brian Ultras arrived. There you go. Better late than never, lads. Welcome. They are in P10. Oh, yeah. Your boy's in P10, and he's not looking like he's going to make up any positions anytime soon, but maybe he won't care, probably. DJ Prins on the back of TJ McGowan. We'll jump aboard with these guys, considering there's not much going on in the rest of the field. TJ McGowan running in a nice P11 at the moment. DJ Prins coming off the back of his I don't know what you'd call it, disaster class maybe in the sprint. Is doing a lot better here and is going to pick up some healthy points. In fact, we will jump forward with the penalties and see if he's going to pick up any. Oh no, he's got 11 penalties. No, maybe not. Aramleth, I would like to say that I'm very ready for F1 23. We all are, mate. We all are. One thing I will say about F1 23, I haven't played it, but I have heard that the skill gap is definitely going to be closed. It's going to be a lot easier to keep it on the track. So hopefully, the lads who are struggling a little bit, definitely with the F2 cars and maybe with the F1 cars, to keep it in a straight line. You will definitely be finding that you can keep it going a lot easier and pick up a lot more points in the PRL main season, which gets underway very soon. I think in about a month's time. We've got a couple of pre-season races that we will be bringing you as well, hopefully with full comms, which will probably be done by myself or Liam. We have there's not much going on right now, so I'm waiting. I will jump aboard with Mr. Cookie in about half a lap's time. Oh no, I should probably do it now actually, he's right at the end. Mr. Cookie has dominated this championship pretty much from race 1, and he is going to come across the line to pick up his, I will say, his first driver's title in any game. Quickly, this has been disqualified from the session. Nicely done from him. But Mr. Cookie is going to come across the line, I imagine, just cruising, and he is going to become the very first PRL F2 champion even. Very nicely done from Mr. Cookie. So he is the champion, and that is a fantastic drive and a fantastic season from him. Did it all the way from the back of the grids. R. Henson picks up the P1, Jackalacco in P2, but the man of the moment, Mr. Cookie, rounds off the podium in P3. So as I said, very nicely done from him. He'll be buzzing with that, and my congratulations to him, and my congratulations from everyone else. Stinky Pinky picks up a P5 behind Hazard in P4. OF1ology doing a very nice job picking up a P6, bit of a redeeming from the sprint race. Elite Hound with a fantastic race, only a 1.1 behind F1ology as well, in P7. Jim Jags in P8, Robin Brian in P9, go on Brian. Like OMG High in P10. Teach McGowan will round off the top 11, I guess, for 11. Diedrich Prins in P12, and Hazard is reporting Cookie for doing a Verstappen. How would that drop him down? Interesting. He might not be the championship. The champion. Sorry. We will have to wait and see. We will congratulate him for now, but potentially a little bit of drama in the stewards chat, of which Mr. Cookie is one. Henson, though, is not going to have that win taken away from him. And he's going to pick up his second feature race win, probably to solidify his P2 in the championship, and definitely solidify ART's P1 in the championship. Yeah, there we go. Actually, do you know what? Real big improvement. So well done to the lads. That was a couple of incidents, but I mean, when is there not incidents in a league race? But some very good racing, especially I give a shout out to Diedrich Prins and TJ McGowan. They had a great fight, and definitely the top lads had some good battles. And there you go. R. Henson is your feature race winner for PRL F2 Championship Round 7. and picks up the P1 with Jack Alacco in P2 behind him. And Mr. Cookie, potentially the champion, picks up the fastest lap of the race. So that might save him if he gets a 5-second penalty or something. We'll have to wait and see. I will keep you updated in the chats. Hazard in P4 for the moment. Stinky Pinky in P5 for the moment. And that is probably the questionable order. F1 picking up a very nice P6. Elite Hound picking up a fantastic P7 from P15. Jimmy Jags in P8. Robin Brian in P9. Like Andrew High in P10. TJ McGowan in P11. Didrik Prins in P12. Nuno Rods pick up a P13. And Aram Leth, who cannot wait for 23, DNF'd. And there we go. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to go rest because my throat hurts and my nose is blocked. Yeah, thank you for watching. We had about 10 people watching at one point, which is really good to see. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we will see you for the finale. It's definitely going to be a constructors fight. Whether it's a drivers fight will remain to be seen even. I'll keep you updated on that one. Oh, excuse me. Good way of doing the stream. So yeah, as I said, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate all your guys' support, and thank you for racing. And we will see you next week in Abu Dhabi for the PRL F2 Championship finale. And hopefully it'll be a good one. So we'll see you then.